And as for whether I'll be greedy or not, come on. Come on. Surely you already know the answer to that question. But that speed tier is kind of important, isn't it? Well, we'll talk about it. As always, let me know how the audio is. Let me know how I sound. Let me know how the music balancing is, if it's too loud, too quiet. And let me just confirm we're live here. All right. And come on. There we go. We're live. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is going to be a fun one. So we're going to be building Nidoking today. Before we get into it, I know the real reason you're all here has nothing to do with Pokemon, but is to hear my review of the new Taylor Swift song that came out for the Toy Story movie. It was pretty good, I would say. I mean, it could be my expectations are just really low after Life of a Showgirl, but I thought it was solid. Kind of reminded me of a song from Lover, which was, I think, a pretty good album. So, yeah, I'll give it I think I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Overall, pretty happy with it. Anyway, let's talk about Nidoking here. So for those that aren't familiar, Nidoking, because, I guess this last gen was Gen 8, where I did hit rank 1 in Gen 8 with Nidoking. It was a fun team. I don't think I ever did an RMT for that one, but it was fun. So, Life Orb. Life Orb, when you use Life Orb with Sheer Force, and Sheer Force, just 1.3 times power to moves with secondary effects, and it nullifies the Life Orb damage, which is really weird. I have no idea why it works that way. So you get a super boosted Earth power. You get stuff like, you have options like Flame, but you could run, I think, Fire Blast if you're super greedy. We're not going to do that. You get like Thunderbolt. You get Ice Beam. So yeah, in general, lots of really, really good coverage options. It also does get... It gets some other stuff, but let me break down the sets. Let me break down the sets here. So I left some notes about Nidoking that we'll go over later, because just like, as I was thinking about Nidoking, I just had a few thoughts, so I wrote them down. Anyway, can we make it shiny? Sure, why not? You guys like that, right? Okay. So, and remember to like the stream if you're enjoying. Is Poison Stab usable? Very much. Yeah, it gets Sludge Wave. Super, super powerful stab move. And you do use Wave. You never use Sludge Bomb on Nidoking, because remember, Sheer Force removes those secondary effects. So you're never going to get Ice Beam freezes, Earth Power drops, none of that ever, which is super worthwhile deal for that 1.3 times boost. But yeah. So let's talk about the move set. So the attacks, Earth Power, Flamethrower, Sludge Wave, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt. These are the big ones. I've seen Focus Punch. I don't think it's good. I'm not going to add it to the list. Yeah. And then some people run Stealth Rock. Okay, here's my take on Stealth Rock Nidoking. It's one thing if you're running Nidoking as like a Focus Sash lead, which has been a thing in the past, or, like a Scarfer thrown on that. But if Nidoking is your primary breaker, like if you're running a Life Orb Nidoking and that is your breaker, and you put Stealth Rock on it, I think you should go to jail. Like, that should be a punishable offense. You really should not be putting Stealth Rock on the Pokemon you're counting on for breaking, which is what we're going to do with this team. So I'm not going to put this on there. What I think happens is a lot of people start with a non-Stealth Rock Nidoking. And someone said, I wish Nidoking was better on the physical side. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't mind at all. Yes, it has higher physical attack, but its special set is where it's at. I mean, it's got all the coverage there, and I think it's strong enough on the special side. Honestly, even though 85 is not thrilling, it just takes advantage of sheer force so well and has such incredible coverage that it never feels weak. It never feels weak. Yeah, so some also run Toxic Spikes. I'm not going to put that down quite as much because Toxic Spikes is at least something you don't have to click in a lot of games. It's kind of like a thing where, okay, if it's really good, you can click Toxic Spikes. So yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those situations where if you're in a game and you're like, oh, they have no grounded poison and a bunch of 3 or 4 Pokemon on the team, you can throw out Toxic Spikes. Stealth Rock on like a Breaker Nidoking, I think is totally unacceptable because you actually want Stealth Rock up most game. So you're sacrificing, and it's not easy to get this Pokemon in. It's not that bulky, it's not that fast, but you're burning an entry opportunity to set Stealth Rock, something a Landorus or a Ferrothorn or so many other Pokemon could have done. So I think Stealth Rock is like a crime, but Toxic Spike's a little less so because you're only really clicking it when it is super high value. You need a Pokemon that forces balloons to be popped. In what world do I need that? This thing gets Flamethrower, which smokes Goldengo. Like what balloon are you worried about? Wish it had better physical moves to take advantage of with sheer force. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool, but I don't think it's. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, the special Nidoking definitely is the way to go. Would it be cool if it had like a bunch of strong physical moves? Yeah. I mean, does it get Gunk Shot even? I don't know if it does. It does not. Yeah, if it got like Gunk Shot and then like, I don't know, like Headlong Rush or whatever, and then Ice Punch, Fire Punch, that could be cool. But honestly, I kind of prefer Special because it is accurate, whereas Gunk Shot would never hit. So, yeah. But yeah, no. Anyway, though. Toxic Spike's a little less bad. Then there's also Substitute. This is a fun one. So the idea being, Nidoking enters, and the opponent is kind of like, well, okay, because people try to get tricky with Nidoking because it's not that fast. Its speed is one of its downfalls. So your opponent might, for example, say you switch Nidoking in, or you have Nidoking in against their bulky Landorus. You outspeed it, you're about to click Ice Beam, and then they pivot to their bulky Goldengo, and you're like, okay, well, I'm about to Earth Power you, but then they switch into Charizard, and then they resist it. So it's like people often do this kind of switching cycle with Nidoking where they'll kind of bait you into clicking a move that you can't do a lot of damage against and then kind of get in a counter. They try to avoid, because oftentimes you'll look at a team and Nidoking will kill everything. There is nothing on the team that can take a single hit, but a lot of things outspeed it. So, they'll bait an Earth Power onto their Ogerpon Wellspring, even though it would die to a Sludge Wave. They'll bait an Ice Beam against their Tapu Lele, when obviously it would also die to a Sludge Wave. They'll bait a Flamethrower onto their Shifu when it would have died to an Earth Power, right? So there are all these kinds of things, and the idea behind Substitute is that you can be like, okay, switch into whatever. I'm going to sub up, and then you can switch around all you want. I'm not going to get red. So that's the idea there. So sub is pretty good. I would say the set we're going to go with, I don't think Thunderbolt is worthwhile. You absolutely need Earth Power and Ice Beam. If you don't run Earth Power and Ice Beam on your Nidoking, you are throwing, you are bad. Simple as that. Could you go Sludge Wave over Earth Power in any scenario? I don't really think so. I feel like you need Earth Power. Earth Power is pretty good. Trying to look through. Maybe you could justify going with you could maybe justify Sludge Wave over Earth Power. I think Earth Power is the generally better of the two between Sludge Wave and EP. I think EP is really, really good. But anyway, and I think Flamethrower is also kind of a throw if you don't have that. And then for the last slot, I think we go either Sludge Wave or Substitute. I think we're going to start with Substitute, and if we're missing Sludge Wave, if I'm like not using Substitute, I'm like, well, I really wish I could be clicking Sludge Wave here. And there are benefits to that, right? It's the hardest move to hit Charizard Y, hardest move to hit, what was the other one I was just talking about? Wellspring, right? So Yeah, Moltres as well. And then also just being the strongest stab for like random stuff like Zamazenta that's not weak to anything in particular. So we'll see how we feel. We might go with a different set, but I'm going to start with Substitute because that's the one that'll, like if we start with Sludge Wave, we're not going to be like, it's going to be harder to notice when we want Substitute. But if we start with Substitute, it's going to be very easy to notice when we want Sludge Wave, I think. So that's kind of the approach. Okay. So, would Nido be a mon that's good on webs, or is that one of the traps of thinking all mid-speed mons are webs viable? Good question, GMCK1398. So, it's a bit of a tricky one. It's not as clear-cut as you would think, because yes, like there is of course, especially with this chat. Well, no, I'm not going to say especially. I think probably all chats have this problem on building streams, but there is this idea that the Pokemon's slow. It's got like 60 to 90 base speed, but it's strong. Let's put it on webs. Like people throw everything on webs teams. Nidoking, I would not say is foolish to put on webs. It is really powerful. It does have some defensive qualities that webs appreciates, like being a grounded poison absorber, which is another nice thing. The fact that this is a grounded poison type is really good. So. Oh yeah, and we're going modest. The simple reason being I'm greedy. But also, like, even if we go timid, right? Like, we're still not outspeeding Tusk. We're still not outspeeding Pecharunt. So it's like, well, whatever. Yeah, I would outspeed Goldango, but like, I'm greedy. Charizard Y isn't to switch in to Nidoking, though. Yeah, Zard-Y does one-hit KO. I don't know what you mean without Weather Ball. Weather Ball one-hit KOs. But yes, so I don't think Nidoking is generally like a bad idea on webs. That being said, in the National Dex tier, I don't think you can justify using it on webs. First of all, I mean, it's getting outsped by Terapagos, by Great or tying Terapagos, but the set we're running is getting outsped. But even if you ran Timid, the fact that it loses to the tier's primary removal Pokemon is really quite bad. In the past, when Defog was the main way of removing and Nidoking could like kill all the Defoggers with Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, that makes it a lot stronger of an option. So I'd say in the past, Nidoking, you could justify it on Sticky Web, but now I really don't think so. 87 is Tusk, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, Goldango is I think 84. If I'm remembering that right. Let me check. Great Tusk, yeah, 87 gold. I'm crazy with it, yep. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think it's worth using on webs because it just gets outsped and killed by too many flying types. Zard-Y being like the major force in the tier is also rough. So no, I can't see justifying it on webs in this particular format. I guess if I were to put my finger on the main reason for that is, Nidoking really needs to pick its entry opportunities very carefully in this format. Aren't you slower than Lele, than Modest Lele if you're modest? Yeah, Modest Lele is not that common though. I mean, I don't know why we're not going to be leaving Nidoking in on Lele hoping it's modest ever. Basically, I mean, unless we need to, hopefully the game's going to be like thrown otherwise. But no, you see Lele here, it's timid like 80% of the time. So that's not a huge consideration. Okay, now let me walk you through some of the notes I was making because I was kind of brewing. It was brewing in my mind last night as I was kind of prepping this, and I was just thinking about things, and sometimes thoughts just come to me about these teams, so I'll kind of walk you through what that was. So first of all, this is pretty much broken against almost all balance and defensive teams. This Pokemon just smokes these kinds of teams. Can we make a Gen 1 themed team? No. We're not. We're going to build a good team, and if that happens to be Gen 1 themed, sure, it probably won't be. So yeah, AV Mola and Blissey Chansey, that is it. Like nothing walls this Pokemon. It's pretty much got to be AV Mola or, Blissey / Chansey. If you look through this tier, not only does nothing switch into this well, almost everything is dying in one hit. Seriously, almost everything dies in one hit, and some die in two. The only exception to that in this entire tier is, I think, AV Mola and Tinglu. I think that's it. So yeah, I know there's one guy who runs Mega Pidgeot, Alakazam, Nidoking. That doesn't sound great. Mega Pidgeot, I can kind of see being an okay special spam core, but with like King Gambit or something. But Flamethrower is not just for Ferrothorn. It's for Corviknight. It's for Balloon Gold. It's for, I mean, it's for so much. It's for Mega Scizor. Yeah, Flamethrower is a move you definitely want to have on your Nidoking. It's pretty high value. You know, hits a lot of stuff. Not as much as I thought, but I think it's still worth keeping around. I think Sludge Wave is the drop. In one of the recent streams, didn't we keep running into Avomola? I mean, maybe it's a really common Pokemon, especially in this format, so makes sense. But yeah, basically, Avomola and Blissey Chansey is it. So, meaning Pursuit, right? I think I left that notated. Yeah, we got to pair with a Pursuit Trapper. Probably a Kingambit, because this Pokemon does get shut down by, like, Chansey. Some people try to run, like, Focus Punch on this thing to try to make it beat Chansey, and I just, like... Chansey. And first of all, it actually doesn't. Like, it straight up does not get past Chansey, even with Focus Punch. It does kind of get past Blissey if you don't lose too many reads with Seismic Toss games, but it's... We're not putting Focus Punch on this. Much, much better to run Pursuit. And then, yeah, somebody in chat just kind of asking about that. Can Nidoking break stall? No, unless you have Pursuit. Also, Shedinja, right, shuts this down. So, if you pair this with a Pursuit Trapper, you're in business. Yeah. Could Spikes plus Nidoking work? Yeah, kind of, but not really. So a lot of people are saying, well, not a lot. I heard someone say, a few people have brought up Hazard Stack. One mentioned, okay, well, you know, Nidoking forces a lot of switches, so probably Hazards would be good to take advantage of that. And it's like, kind of, but every breaker forces switches, right? Nidoking is not going to... Nidoking, first of all, you generally want Pokemon on Hazard Stack to be good against Hazards themselves. Because as you Hazard Stack, your opponent could also Hazard Stack. And as you remove Hazards, your opponent could try to remove Hazards as well. So it's very difficult to have a Hazard Stack team full of Pokemon that don't like Hazards themselves. Nidoking isn't bad against Hazards. It doesn't like Spikes. It's obviously resists Stealth Rock, so it's not bad against Hazards, but it can't run Boots, it can't run Leftovers, it can't heal, so it's not the biggest fan of Hazards. You still think Thunderbolt versus Alomomola is the way to go? I mean, yeah, we'll see. Like, we could change the set. We'll see how we feel about it. I think this will be the best, but we might change it. You never know. Oh, Flamethrower hits Shedinja. I'm tripping. Yeah, thank you. But let's check Nidoking. Like, I'm not even sure if Thunderbolt is going to it KO Avomola. Okay. Oh, that's tough. Oh, geez, that is modest. Thunderbolt. Yeah, so you're doing like 40 to Avomola, which is not terrible damage, to be honest. It's not terrible damage. Anyway, though. Yeah, so I don't think Hazard Stack is that necessary. Like, Nidoking also just doesn't need Hazards to break. So, yeah, like, I mean, if we end up having a Spikes and a Stealth Rock setter, sure, but this is not going to be an intentionally Hazard Stack team. There are better Pokemon to take advantage of that than Nidoking. What do you think of Assault Vest, Kingambit, and Natex? Or am I stupid? I think you were like, is it good? It's good, yeah. AV Kingambit and Natex is good. The reason AV Kingambit is terrible and overused is because there's no knockoff and there's no pursuit. Because you have that AV, you have more moves that you can realistically want to be running on Kingambit, and it can get value more consistently without setting up. And obviously, yeah, Pursuit and Knockoff are both moves that allow you to be very high value without setting up. So AV Kingambit is very valid in Natex, but it is terrible in Overused. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's broken. Next thing I was thinking, probably pair it with Mola. So Nidoking is slow, often needs an entry opportunity, especially with the substitute set. Mola makes a ton of sense here. It's the best Pokemon in Natex. It's really good for breakers. It keeps Nidoking healthy. The other thing about Nidoking is, so as I was saying, it's slow off and needs to tank a hit. It gets outsped and hit hard by a lot, right? So you'll be in a situation where you're facing a Cinderace and you're like, oh, I can take a Pyro Ball, but then I'll be at like 5%, but I can Earth Power it. Oh, I can take on like, I don't know, like Diancie. Can we take a Diancie Earth Power? Probably not, to be honest, but I mean, let's check. We can take a quick look. Okay, no, we can't. But what else? What's something we could take? What's an example? Oh, we can take a Mega Lopunny return, or we can take this. I don't know if we can take a +2 Bullet Punch. Whatever. We can take a Zapdos Hurricane and then hit it with an Ice Beam. There are a lot of times where you can take a hit, but then you're going to be at very, very low health, and those are situations where it helps to have a Wish Passer, especially with Substitute. Now, I'm going to quickly address the allegations here, because I see some people in the chat talking about how I slap Mola on every team. I count, because I knew we were going to put Mola on this team, right? I made these notes last night. So, well, I mean, we might not. We'll see how we feel. We might end up changing it up, but probably we'll put Mola on this team. For the last 14 streams, there has been no Mola. Now, some of those were champions, but I think of the places where Mola was an option, it has been over 10 in a row without Mola. So I get the memes, but no, this Pokemon is not overused. I've actually used it under the standard usage level, if we just look at this past little bit. So anyway, that's where it's at. Next thing I was thinking, I feel like Scarf Lele makes sense. Just kind of works well with Nido in the sense that, well, first, Nidoking can kind of soften up Special Side to make Scarf Lele more threatening. Deal with a lot of the steals that Lele hates, and then also the priority stopping allows Nidoking to be a consistent Scizor answer. So I'm not going to say we definitely need this, but this is kind of someone said LARP is Kyurem. I mean, I guess kind of actually, yeah, but this is like a stronger, much stronger Earth Power. It's generally a stronger Kyurem. The Ice Beam's obviously not stronger, but EP for sure is. So yeah, I thought Lele made sense. I'm not going to put it down as a member for sure yet, but it made sense. Also, remember to like the stream. If you're enjoying viewership, is great. I guess people really like Nidoking, which makes sense. Let's see. Ladder, is there a ladder? Right, somebody messaged me about. Also, guys, if you've contacted me in the recent days, like you've sent me an email, sent me like a Smogon message, hit me up on Discord, and it's taken me a really long time to respond, is because life has been absolutely crazy. I have not taken what would be referred to as a break in like over no, it's been like 6 days. Yeah, it's been 6 days of having pretty much not a moment of what anyone would call rest. So I assure you, I'm not just ignoring your message. I will get back to you. It's just going to take some time, unfortunately. My response time is probably like around like 4 or 5 days these times. Anyway, so yeah, Lele is a possibility here. Lopunny was another thing I thought would be pretty good here. Mega Lop for a few reasons. So one, I feel like Mega Lop is really good at bringing in a lot of the walls Nidoking likes to deal with. Like, because Mega Lop is actually, it's a pretty hard Pokemon to stop. You kind of need to go into one of the bulky birds, right? Zapdos, Moltres, something like that. Maybe a physical, like Toxapex, maybe a Slowbro, which I guess Nidoking isn't great against, but like maybe I guess the Fizdef Mole, which Nidoking isn't great against either. So maybe I should rethink this. Corviknight's good. I don't know. It switches into, it definitely brings in some Pokemon that Nidoking wants to deal with. So, and of course, in the case of if the mold is AV, then Lopunny really threatens that heavily. Yes, no, I did hear Pokemon channel got hacked. Horrible stuff. Hoping that gets recovered soon. I don't know what the deal with that is, but yeah, hoping AIM is okay and all that goes well. Sent him a quick message, but I imagine he's got a lot to do. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Lopunny was something I considered as well. I also thought maybe a Facade would be good on the Lopunny, actually, because I was like, well, I don't want to be counting on, especially because I knew King Gambit. So that's the let's talk about this quickly. We need a Pursuit Trapper on this team. It could end up being a T-Tar. It's got to be basically T-Tar and Gambit. Those are the two best Pursuit Trappers by far. I mean, I guess Weavile is a possibility as well. So I'll get down the three possibilities because they're basically also, oh yeah, all my teams got wiped, which is, I had not backed them up in a while, which is kind of unfortunate. But on the other hand, you know, I saved most of the ones I made on stream since the Poke Pastes were linked. And also my builder's running super smooth right now. So honestly, maybe a blessing in disguise. But it was a little annoying. That's a lesson to back up your teams, I guess. So we need a Pursuit Trapper. We need a strong Pursuit Trapper. That's going to be the most effective way to turn this Nidoking into a consistent Breaking Core. What was I gonna say? Anyway, yeah, so it's going to be one of these Pokemon. I'm thinking King Gambit is probably the most likely because I probably don't want to run T-Tar as a Mega Evolution. I think it's not great. I mean, it's not bad, but I think it's not for every team. And well, I mean, we'll see. I'm trying to think. Does T-Tar make sense to pair with Nidoking? Like, the Sand synergy is kind of there. But yeah, it's going to be one of these. Weather Wars would be nice against Zardwide. That's true. Yeah, it's just like, you know, King Gambit gives us Prio. T-Tar not only does not have Prio, it takes away the option for Mega Evolutions, which makes it harder to add Prio. So it's kind of, yeah. I don't know. I think King Gambit is the move, so this is the one I'm going to develop first, but yeah, there are other possibilities for sure. Yeah. So, this is where we're at. It's going to be Nido, Alo, some Pursuit Trapper. I was pretty confident that this was the way it would go. We can first just kind of follow my initial idea. I'm going to put in base form Lopunny so it doesn't get counted as like a real resist by the team weakness calculator, because it's really not. Excuse me. And then Lele, like if we added on a Scarflet, like how does this look? Is this supportable? Probably not. I don't think this is going to be supportable. But let's see. Yeah, so if we look here, we see, well, I guess it's not visible. Ground is the one weakness we have, but that's kind of a big issue because we don't have a rocker, and we're not putting it on Nidoking. We don't have a rocker, we don't have removal. And so the only Pokemon that could really do what we need here in one spot is a Great Tusk, but then that ends up our team being horrifically weak to ground. So this just doesn't really work. Yeah, because it's too weak to ground. So we can't have everything on our wish list, which is okay. It's also way too weak to Wellspring. So yeah, just does not work, unfortunately. You said Nido booms most of the things it's meant to break in 1 to 2 hits, right? I don't see a need for Sand unless it's turn. I mean, yeah, Sand Chip should never be like a strategy of your team unless you're running Fear, at which point it still shouldn't be a strategy because that's bad. But no, like the Sand Chip would just be like, oh, it's nice because it doesn't hurt Nidoking, but it does hurt a lot of other stuff. Like that's all there is to it. As for someone saying Lando, some have run Defog and Stealth Rock on Landorus. I think that set is trash. So, like, yes, we could go, you know, we could go like Landorus, but no, we're not doing that. Because we need, remember, we need hazards in the last slot as well. So I think probably the most sacrificable thing here is the Lele, which ground is still the only weakness. So this Sakura is evidently very potent defensively, but we don't really want to be counting on Nidoking for a fairy resist either, because it kind of isn't one. Like it is, but I mean, let's be real, right? I think Pharaoh is probably a smart move here. You're going to need something to deal with Wellspring. You're always going to need that. And last slot, we're going to need something for Zard Y. Yeah, we're going to need something for Zard Y. Zard Y is an absolute nightmare right now, and it also needs to be removal. So let's check. I mean, it could be like a Defog Moltres, I guess, is a possibility. I'm not thrilled by that idea. But I guess if we have to, I mean, we also need an answer to Zama. Yeah, I mean, defog, like, it's a possibility. Defog Moltres is an option. We can get that down. I think it's kind of bad. But, it's a possibility. Yeah, I'm not loving this, though. I feel like we can do better. Let's see. Rock's Defog Lando, from what I've seen, has a hard time managing hazards. Yeah, you'd be correct in that assumption. S beyond time. Yeah, that's definitely happening. I feel like we might have to go Spadef Mola here. I think that's going to simplify a lot of things. But it may we then know that we would need a physical wall though. Let's see what happens when we slap on a Landorus. That makes everything better. Okay. Could we go Lando to Wrap, or would that be a throw? No, that'd be a throw because Wellspring. Yeah. Like, we could go Pharaoh and have Protect on it to help with Zard, like stall out turns with the Mole as well, but that's... Rock Defog Landorus is an overwhelmed waiter in a restaurant. Completely agree. Is Magic Bounce an idea? Yeah, not really. I mean, it's like kind of, but it doesn't really help us much at all with what we need defensively, and it's not real removal. Like, if you just have a Hatterene on your team as hazard control, every hazard team in the world is going to be thrilled to see you. They're going to be like, oh, this is great, you're about to get smoked. Coco does get defog, yeah. I feel like Trap kind of does a lot. It's sort of like Trap is Nidoking, but not as good as breaking and with removal. Like, it would have to be Pharaoh last here, and then that's just weak to Zard. We've also, like, built this exact team several times. Like, this is a... Which, like, we could just go, like, specially defensive Lando, or, like, Z Lando, or, you know, it's Spadef Stone Edge or whatever, or Fly in EMC. which we've done that for Zard in the past as well. But I don't know, like this. It could be that this kind of model is just optimal for Nidoking. No, but it does lose to Zama, doesn't it? Yeah, like ID Zama kind of smokes this, so I don't think this is the angle we go with. Is Defog Blaziken a thing? I'm afraid it may be, but it definitely shouldn't be. That should be, like, Defog Blaziken is another thing that should get you jail time. You should be locked up for that. Crime against Pokemon. Yeah. Let's look at some Rapid Spinners. Because it's hard to use Defog again once you've had a taste of Rapid Spin, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, Aloe Ferrocorp is not what we're going to do. One thing that would solve some of our issues is going AV Mola, but I don't really want to do that. I feel like Wish is really what you want to pair with Nidoking for all the reasons I previously mentioned. Which also, were there any other notes I made? I think that was it. Yeah, no, those were all the notes I made. What are some other options for Wellspring? Or are there any? Low-key, there aren't any. I mean, there's like Zapdos, I guess, kind of. What if we did that? What if we went like Zapdos and like, no, but then we're gonna have to run a defog Zapdos. Ugh. Could run like this. Technically, it could be like a Heatran. That's gonna be so weak to cure him though. Like this is technically an angle. Yeah, no, Kyurem is just too brutal here. We probably do want to. I mean, we already have we need something to resist Fairy that's not Nidoking. I mean, unless we go Max Spadef Mola, maybe then that's acceptable. Okay, so here's an idea. What if we try to go? What if we try to go Tusk to get that SR spin combo? And then we have like a flying Pokemon that can help with our problems for the last slot. Such a Pokemon would be what? Nothing. Nothing. No such thing exists, I don't think. It would have to be a Moltres, I guess. But at least, well... No, because then we lose to Wellspring. Hmm. If we went Latios, that would kind of fit the bill. I don't like getting rid of the lot, but if we have, I mean, But the last slot now needs to be speed. We do need that speed control. Last here, what would last be? Probably a Pharaoh. Yeah. To help with the wellspring situation. Let's take a look and see if this gets smoked by anything. No, that's not speedy though. That's not fast enough. I think we're too slow with this team if we go this angle. I mean, there is Prio and there is Latios, but I don't know if it's enough. I think this loses to Scizor, which is not great either. Yeah. So I guess it could be like a Zapdos here, could be a Moltres here. That could work. Both of those are possibilities. Scarf Shifu fits the same bill as Lopunny. That's an interesting idea. Not great into Wellspring, but I guess that sort of does some of the same stuff. It does work well with Nidoking. Urshi Rapid plus Nido is how I got rank 1 with it back in Gen 8. This team is kind of like super weak to grass, but I could see it working. Oh, it's so weak to Fairy, though. I don't know about this. I mean, yeah, it would have to be a Max Spadef Mola. Let's give it a try. I think this is not bad. Wish Protect. Toxic. Flip Turn. I think with how weak we are to Wellspring, I think we do want to go Sludge Wave here. I don't think we can afford to not do that. So we are going to go Sludge Wave. We'll go with this. Yeah, we got the regen on deck. Okay, I think we could go AV. Could go AV or it could be Glasses. I think I actually want to go Salt Vest with just how rough the situation is with Fairy types. And let's go Knock Off, Pursuit, Sucker Punch, and Low Kick, I think is fine. Well, actually, no, it's Fairy types we're having issues with, so let me be, well, yeah, we'll go Iron Head. Because we're pretty good against King Gambit. And then I think we do go bulky on this fella. We'll go what, 16? Still like enough to speed creep other slow King Gambit, which probably doesn't matter here, but we'll go for that. Tusk will go HDB, Headlong Rush, and Ice Spinner. Yep. Is Treads over Tusk crazy here? No. I think Treads is kind of just worse in a lot of cases. Makes us worse against Gambit. It's a possibility. I'll write it down. I don't think we'll go with that. Because I think Tusk is kind of just better Pokemon in a lot of cases, but we'll consider it. And this, I think we go Mystical Fire, Draco, Luster Purge, and probably Flip Turn is fine. I'm worried with the Scarf Shifu that this is like just too Wellspring weak. Copy of. Too Wellspring weak. I think it very well could be. We'll give it a try though. I'm going to go Aqua Jet last here. Yeah, and actually let's go on this Tusk. Let's go. I don't think we need the attack too badly, so let's go with that. With a nice HP invested one. Gives us a speed boost in Sun, which you never know when that can come in handy. Oh, did I forget the 0 speed on Mola? Thank you very much. Good catch. Appreciate that. The water miners. Do we go level 99 here? Probably not. I don't think we're that bad against a slow flip turn. Actually, we kind of do hate that. Let's go level 99. That's fine. Nidoking, Gambit, Latios, Tusk. Yeah, let's give this a go. I have reservations, but let's give it a go. Okay. Oh, also this medal is for OU. Check this out. Let me show you guys. We are rank 6. Getting pretty close. Anyway. Okay, let's get this going. I'm thinking Nidoking looks great here. Glad we have Sludge Wave because there's a Moltres, so that's, I guess, 1 point for Sludge Wave there. Tempted to lead Latios, but then we might just instantly get T-Tard. So let's kick it off with Mola. Mola looks fine. It can poison or flip turn on everything. And I'm going to flip turn immediately because if they don't comp mine, well, I think they might sub is what I'm worried about. Yeah. And if a Calm Mind comes off, we got to go hard on King Gambit to shut that down. Okay, it's just a Moonblast that did 0. Let's run a calc on that. Okay, so that damage implies, because we're max Spadaf Mola, 0 special attack does that much with Moonblast? Wow. I'm actually surprised, but okay, that's fine. 0 special attack implies probably bulky. There we go. We see the leftover. So this is guaranteed to die to a Sludge Wave unless it is specially defensive for some reason. So let's just click Sludge Wave. And oh my god, it's a specially defensive Primarina. Because that's a thing. Let's go Shifu and click Surging Strikes. I mean, yeah, probably we get burned by Moltres, but there's not going to be a way around that in this game, and at least that opens up the door for King Gambit. Hopefully it's not a Helmet Garchomp or something. Okay, we kill you, do we not? No, we do not. Let's go Mola then. Okay. Probably Scarf. Let's just Wish up here. Moltres enters. Okay, totally happy to just poison this. Okay, we get burned, and we miss. Cool. Let's Toxic again. That's a kind of a frustrating miss, but it happens. Okay, yeah, this is annoying. Let's flip turn. Okay, Leylander. Now you die to Surging Strikes. Yeah, this is, I think, a fair deal. What we do, yeah, I'm not going crazy. Okay, let's Surging Strikes, and probably Moltres enters. We get burned on on that third one, which is, yeah, or on the second one, which is, like, kind of annoying, but, you know, okay. Probably they go into Garchomp here. We definitely got to keep the pressure on. I wish we got burned on the last one, but I mean, it happens. Yeah, okay, in comes Garchomp. That did about what we'd expect, I think, for an offensive set. Yeah. Okay, wow, that's I thought we would take less. I'm going to go hard into Latios because I'm predicting a Swords Dance here. If we see a Z and we die instantly. Okay, so that's not good. Let's go into Tusk, and I think the Moltres damage is max Fizz Def, so we have to Ice Spinner here to try to 2-hit KO. We instantly get burned, which you love to see. Yeah. That sucks. I don't know what else to say. The burn luck has not been good. It's not been good. Very weak to Moltres. Weak to the Moltres. I mean, like, we lost our Nidoking to the stupidest stuff in the world, so that didn't help either. Also, I'd like to point out, if this thing was poisoned, you know what I'm saying? That would have helped out a lot. Let's wish here. I'm gonna go aggressive and go for the toxic on the incoming. They probably just click Moonblast again, but like, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, GG. All right, that super sucked. That game was super lame for a ton of reasons, but you know, it happens. We should not have. I mean, that was really dumb, but at the same time, the team's also not good. That should not have gone the way it went. Yeah, this team's just way too weak to Moltres, I think. Yeah, like that performance just did not feel good. Yeah, okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm not running Healing Wish on Mega Latias. That's not the right answer. How did it live? It was a max HP and specially defensive Primarina for who knows why. I mean, yeah. All right, let's think about this. Yeah, I mean, bad RNG happens. It's frustrating, but you know, it's all right. Roost on Laddie was not the problem there. I really want to try to make Megalopony work. Do I think Mega Raichu Y will be good? No. It's Raichu. I mean, the one that gets Zapcan and No Guard is probably going to be good. Let's try the Moltres plan here, and we'll see how that goes. We can port over a lot of the other team. So it's going to be Lopunny and Moltres. Roost, Flamethrower, U-turn, and honestly probably Roar for that hyper offense matchup. Because unless our Nidoking is dying to the stupidest thing I've ever seen, we should be okay. And yeah, let's get a little bit of speed in there for the Jolly King Gambits of the world. There are not many, but they exist. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Flame Body Roar, Fizz Def. And then, yeah, Limber on these. Obviously, Fake Out, Quick Attack, Facade, I think we do go with here, and CC. Adamant is always really, really good on the double prio sets. And no, this is too weak to Wellspring. Okay, so this has to be... What does this have to be? No, then we lose... Okay, now I'm remembering why we did this. Maybe maybe a Zapdos, but then that's too weak to... Yeah, no, this is way too weak to Wellspring. Flying. And Hydreigon does not work. I know a few people mentioned Hydreigon. Does not work. Team is very Wellspring weak again. Yeah, I did notice that. Like, maybe like an AV Torn? That doesn't really help, though, because then the Zard is not afraid of AV Torn. Like, there's D-Knight, which doesn't feel great. What if we go like a Hydrapple or something over Molt? No, it loses to Zardwai. Oh, okay. Heal Bell D-Knight. No. That sounds... D-Knight is just... Defensive Dragonite sets are like the actual worst Pokemon in the world. I don't think the T-Tar version is the answer to the problems we're having. Zardwai is an issue for tons of teams. Doesn't necessarily mean you should have a T-Tar on there. Does Nidoking mainly go to HO team since it has poor defensive and speed capabilities? That is the absolute last Pokemon you want to have on a hyper offense team. If you have a slow and frail Pokemon on hyper offense, you can't, because when you have a slow and frail Pokemon, it needs entry opportunity. Presumably it's a strong breaker, because otherwise why are you using something slow and frail? You need to give it lots of entry opportunities, and it's super easy to revenge kill, so you have lots of things you need to switch out into. Hyper offense hates switching, does not have a defensive backbone, does not have pivoting. So if you have a slow and frail Pokemon, never put it on hyper offense. That is the worst place for it to be. Hydrapple does not seem good. No, it gets shut down by Zardwai. No, I mean, it is tough because Nidoking obviously has like pretty much zero defensive utility. Other than, well, grounded T-Spike. I mean, actually, it's not too bad. Ground type as well. So it's got some stuff going for it. But yeah, it's not great. Is Raging Bolt good here? I don't think it can be defensively supported. It's weak to ground and fairy, the two things we're currently having issues with. So yes, it's a Zardwai answer, but it does not fit our needs. Will poison terrain exist in wind and waves? I don't think so. That'd be cool. Chomp helps with Zard, not with the Wellspring, though. Just gets Ivy cudgeled. Like, Dragon makes sense, but... Could it maybe, like... Mega Altaria may be the hero we need, but then, like... How do we have priority? I guess we have King Gambit. Our fairy weakness grows, unfortunately. So we need something to help with that. like a Cinderace, I guess, kind of, and like a Helmet Tusk or something like that. No, this is bad. Like, I feel like Lopunny would be good if we could just find a way to make it fit. But it just does not seem to be working. Hmm. Glowking doesn't. If you make Glowking full Fizz Def, then it helps with Wellspring, but not with Zard, and vice versa. Rotom Heat checks Zard Y. I didn't know that. And it doesn't resist. Oh, Rotom Heat. No, so for a second I was reading that as Rotom Wash. Losing my marbles here. No, you're right. Yeah. Rotom Heat does kind of do it. We're not running a Rotom Heat. I mean, it's like a worse Moltres in this context. But it's not. No, but Rotom Heat is a Pokemon that one could use. Petulant sounds pretty good. Why? What's that doing for us? Helps with Wellspring. Doesn't help. I mean, it kind of helps with Fairy. Helps with Wellspring, helps with Fairy. Does not help with Zardois. Does not help with Ground. Yeah, Tangrowth was something I did think about, but it doesn't help with Zard. Dragapult instead of Altaria. It's banned. What about Shreds and Zapdos? Loses to Zardois. I mean, maybe it's the... I feel like if we go the T-Tar version, though, it's just going to be troublesome for other reasons. But, I mean, maybe that's what we gotta go. We gotta try. Let's see, if we were to go with the T-Tar version, probably go Rilla for Prio and ground support. Probably go with an Excadrill, I'm thinking, for spin. Maybe a Scarf Tusk, but maybe Excadrill. And then it'll probably fit in a flying type. Looking at the weaknesses of our team. We definitely need an answer for Zama. Fairies are not as bad since we've got Excadrill as well. It's got to be either Moltres or Zapdos. I'm thinking probably Moltres fits the bill a little bit better. I think this would be the angle. We can give this a go. This time, I think we do go Fizz Def on the Mola, I would say. I think we go with the classic, one of these. I think leftovers. No, we probably go Boots on this one. Yeah. And then okay, minus. Let's get the minimum bulk here. I think we're okay with a slow flip here, a little bit more so. SR, knockoff, pursuit, Stone Edge, physical. I think bulky is okay here. And then yeah, Woodhammer. Let's get Grassy Surge on there. Woodhammer, knock, Grassy Glide, U-turn. It's going to give us Prio and helps with the ground situation, helps with the Wellspring situation is probably the biggest thing. Actually, I think we go Zapdos on second thought because of the Wellspring situation. It's still not so good for us. Actually, knockoff not as good in this format. I'm thinking we go superpower instead, especially since we have knock on T-Tar. And then drill, probably Steelium. It's a classic. Sometimes I wonder if Groundium would be good with all the Mola running around. I think let's try Groundium Z on this. A little bit of a different approach. Iron Head and EQ. I think it's still good. We might change like Rock Slide. I could see that being the move. Do we want to make that change right away since we don't have Steelium? Or do we still like Iron Head? Some of the flying types in the tier. I feel like AV T-Tar Allo Z Ghost Patch. Wop. Okay, let me plug that in. Yeah, I should have considered Banded T-Tar. That could have helped, which I kind of like blanked on that being a possibility. So what was it? Lopunny, Peturunt, Nidoking. What was the other one? Allo. There's Lop, Tusk. This team gets smoked by like any ground type. You are so dead. We're not running that. But I will say that was not a bad idea with the T-Tar, because what I think we might be able to do. Oops, here. Since we have double pride, we could go Tyranitar, a choice band Tyranitar, maybe AV offensive, but I think that could potentially work here. On this team, and then that might work. And then like a Corv. We probably do want a Dragon Resist. Does that have any issues? This could be good. Yeah, I think so. I think this is an angle. This one that gets the Lopunny on there, and then this is another angle. Let's give the sand version a run quickly. Let's just go HDB on this. Static. Volt Switch, Hurricane, Roost. Do we want to go Defog, or do we want to go, or do we even want Hurricane, to be honest? Actually, we will lose to Scizor if we don't have Heat Wave, so let's add that on, and then maybe just discharge U-turn. Honestly, sounds fine. I just want this to be a pivot, is the big thing. Okay, we'll go with that. See, actually, we can go minus speed. I don't think we really... Well, we want a little bit of... We want to be outpacing Kingambit. Actually, Kingambit is kind of an issue here, isn't it? No, because we have Substitute on Nido. That helps a lot, yeah. Yeah, I think we're good enough against Wellspring that this works here. Okay, this seems solid. Sandrush. I don't love the anti-synergy between the Drill and Rillaboom, but I guess the Ground Z helps with that. And yeah, we'll go Rock Slide here over Iron Head. No, I'm not running high horsepower. Sandstream. Okay, cool. Yeah, this isn't like some massive crime of anti-synergy. You've got 5 turns of this and 1 Pokemon with Earthquake. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, and let's go. I'm so greedy, but yeah, let's go Jolly. No Tusk switch in. Really? Are you talking about the other team, or are you talking about the team where there's a FizzDef Zapdos? Hope you're not talking about the team where there's a FizzDef Zapdos. Okay, this looks workable. Let's roll with this. Yeah, I think the C. Well, okay. Well, we're in it now. Let's do this. I was gonna say, yeah, I think that the idea of going with CB T-Tar was actually was pretty smart, or like just a non-mega evolved T-Tar. I gotta remember that you don't have to mega evolve the T-Tar. Like I should have considered a regular T-Tar as a possible pursuit trapper as well. No Prio except the Rillaboom. Anyway. Probably staring down the barrel of a Lando lead. I don't think you lead Kyurem when there's a T-Tar, so let's kick it off with Mola. You lead Kyurem. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, probably we just flip turn out of here. I mean, we're not going to die. That's really weird. Like, okay, I mean, fine. Let's see. We could go Zapdos. U-turn. Well, no, that won't break. Okay, it's T-Tar time. Yeah, we knock off here. We can wish this up later. We're not going to love eating this, but we'll be okay. We can poison the entire team, which is nice, by the way. Some of these run ground EMZ, so we've got to be aware of this as well. Okay, they instantly start off with the Tectonic Rage, which I am surprised to see, to be honest. They didn't do as much as I thought. I guess, yeah, we are pretty bulky. We could Pursuit here. I think I'll go for it. I think you switch. Okay, we caught it. T-Tar or Kyurem gets Pursuited. That's good. I'm happy with that outcome. I think I do just want to go into Mola here. Okay, if the T-Tar, okay, I was going to say, all right, anyway, it's fine. Let's just protect. Future Sight's pretty rare. So, okay, we just see Moonblast come out. I mean, Specs Moonblast, we're not going to like that, but we'll live. We'll be fine. So let's go with that. Let's go with the Wish. Okay, and it looks like not Specs. Yeah, well, that did kind of a lot, though. Did that do more than... No, that did about expected damage for Timid. Does T-Tar live is an interesting question. Probably not. No, it does not. So we can't go into that. Could go Nidoking here, but Nidoking does not do so well if it turns out to not be Scarf. So let's go Excadrill. Okay, this is... Yeah, I'm super going into Zapdos here. No question about it. Stone... Yeah, okay. No, Bandit... No, you should be Banded Stone Edge. That's a set. Everybody runs that. I run that. Me and everybody else just love running that. Okay, let's Toxic this thing. Please Roost. Don't get the high roll or freeze me. Okay, you know what? Like, obviously not like the exact outcome I was hoping for, but that went better than I expected. Let me go into Drill here, I think is solid. Okay, they go for the Roost, which is kind of a crazy play. I'm going to actually SD here because I think the Mola might enter. Okay. I'm going to go for a crazy play in SD again. Okay, no. Were we about to die? No, they U-turn. Okay, well, we probably just brought in the Shifu. I was hoping they would go Mola, but okay, well, honestly, Ace is not bad either. I'm going to go Mola and hope we don't get HJK'd. Okay, we just get Pyroballed. What do we sack? I feel like Drill is not... Hazard's become a nuisance. I low-key don't think they have. We could... Rillaboom could be the play too, but especially with Kyurem being chipped, I don't think that's the move. I think we sack Drill is fine. And that Pyroball did kind of a ton, didn't it? Yeah, oh, this is banded. Okay, good to know. So I'm going to Wish up here. Going to heal up her. Well, let's go Zapdos on the CC. I think it does live a banded CC. I should probably check that. Well, I made the play. It did not live a banded CC, and of course we get the static. I'm kidding. Yeah, that sucks. Let's go Nidoking here. And I think we could just, let's just Earth Power. Yeah. Okay, and it's AV. Okay. This is not going well, folks. This is not going well. We do live, so I mean we have to, right? We have to do this. Let's go into the Rillaboom here, and I think I just U-turn. Okay. Trying to think here what the writing. I think we go Mola, and then probably switch to T-Tar, I guess. I mean, we can kill it with that. And then the Shifu comes in. Okay, oh no, Ace. Okay, they go Ace. That's better, I think, for me, honestly. I can go Mola. They probably just U-turn. Yeah, and then we'll have to sack T-Tar again. But that at least gives a refresh on grassy terrain, so I guess that's good. We're gonna, like, I'm trying to think, is there a world where we can like PP stall close combats? There has to be. Let's U-turn here. Okay, Lando enters. Helmet confirmed. Good to see. We now double to Mola. This thing definitely switches out. We can get a Toxic here. Cool. This is AV, so it can't poison us in return. Lele comes in. I think we wish on the, okay, future segment. That's really bad news. Let's I think we flip turn here. Okay, that's at least good. So that's okay. That's an okay outcome. I think they're not going to stay in. We can go to Mola here. And let's Toxic. Lele. Okay, and we miss. All right, that's okay. Yeah. No, you can't get through that one. Okay. That was really frustrating. This team, I think, is too slow. Let's try this other one. Spidef works. I think, yeah, CB, Pursuit, Stone Edge, Knockoff, Low Kick. I think looks good. And, yeah, Bulky. Well, let's go Speedy on this, which does make it kind of take a lot from Zard. So maybe offensive. I'll kind of make a note. Maybe switch to offensive Avitar. I do think Facade is the move here. Let's go Helmet, defensive if we're going to go with this Tusk set. And Defog, U-turn, Roost, Brave Bird. Do we go E? No, I think we keep Headlong Rush. And then Helmet as well. We'll go, whoops, Helmet. And then Fizdef. Okay, this seems okay. We'll go a little bit lower on speed to try to get some slow turns against other Corv. Let's see. Let's go 99. Okay, let's give this a go. Just make sure I got all the abilities right. Sandstream. Okay, looks like we did. Okay, we have Lopunny now. This is the Pokemon I've won on this team for a long time, and we have Facade against a Volcarona team, so that's a good sign as well. I'm going to kick it off with Nidoking. I think matches up well into our Chaladon. Let's click EP. Okay, it's a very speedy Archaladon. It's probably going to hit us with a Drake. Oh no, it has... These things learn Endeavor, don't they? I think, like, doesn't kind of like every Pokemon learn Endeavor? Okay, maybe I'm making this up. Steel. Let me just like filter to make sure I'm not like missing it somehow. Okay, I guess it doesn't get Endeavor, so that's good. That's just a Mola then, should be pretty easy. And they Steel Beam. That's what I was thinking of. This honestly seems like a solid lead though. Okay, so I'm gonna Toxic here. Oh, no, that's such a bad play. But like, we'll go Corv. I was like, I'm certain it's going to U-turn, but at the same time, I think we have a good matchup here, and there's really no need to take that risk because we've got a full Spadaf Mola here, ready to just click Toxic. Okay, well, that's not good. Let's okay, let's do this. Okay, yeah, well, I don't know what to do here. Let's fake out, I guess. I mean, okay, that did a ton, so that's good news. How much is Mola taking from A? This is Bug Z for sure, by the way. I'm gonna go Mola here. Okay, that's not good. I was hoping it didn't click that. Why did you do that? I'm like, I wish I could get inside my opponent's head on that play because that was bizarre. But okay, what's the sack? I think we can just let Mola die. I'm gonna flip turn here. We can go Lop, fake out that because that fake out did a ton. This is it's no bulk, this thing. And yeah, we're not worried. I kind of wish we could get burned, but we're not going to because this is definitely Swarm. Okay, Tusk enters. Why are you booster attack? Okay, well, let's go Corv. Yep. Actually, that was maybe not a smart move because there's a Rillaboom. Yeah, we have to save this. Let's go Tusk here. Let's Rapid Spin and hope we win the speed tie. Could we get one? We did not. I was wondering if we could get one thing this game. Would have been nice though, right? Okay, well, let's see. I mean, Facade kills, so let's go for that. Okay, that was a questionable switch. Let's go for another one. Nice. And we do get a bit of nice RNG there. Should note that. Okay, let's bring in T-Tar. Earth Power. Okay, that did like a lot. Let's low kick. Okay, Tusk enters and it does not die to that, unfortunately. I mean, this is dying to everything, right? Like, I think do we have anything that can live a Grassy Glide from Rillaboom? Yeah, I mean, I think we have to do this here either way. Nidoking, do you live a Grassy Glide? You do, actually. Good on you. I think we go T-Tar here just to kind of see what they want to do. Okay, so it's going to be this. I mean, we can knock off in case they're like super slow for some reason. All right, I think I know the right play, the right sequence here. So we go Lopunny. We fake out because we want to get a little bit of terrain healing. Okay, then we CC here. And now it shouldn't have too many terrain turns, so we go Nidoking. All right, we go Lopunny again. Let's fake out. Let's run a calc on that. So that did, fake out there did about 25. So that should put this into guaranteed CC killing range. Okay. GG. All right, Lopunny did insane. This is why I want to run Lopunny. Let's keep the win streak going. Let's have that be the first of many wins. Although I think we do switch to AV. I think I was a bit greedy with the band. And probably a little greedy with all the speed as well. I think let's go AV bulky. Okay, we got an A-Trot on deck, which is always scary. Lopunny looks really nice. Mola potentially looks nice. The Claude is awkward. I think I want to start off with Lopunny, just to kind of get that activated. Okay, this is interesting. Let's fake out. Mola comes in, not Helmet, though. Good to know, good to know. I'm okay to go into Mola here. I think is fine. Probably should be Claude coming in here. Guessing it's Water Absorb, so should hardwall Mola. Okay, let's go into the Banditar here. And this Clodsire should really want out in this scenario. I think, is Pursuit Trapping it worth it? Like, do we really care that much? Because we definitely could Pursuit Trap it here. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I think I'd rather just knock off. And, okay, nice. So we get rid of the heavy duty boots. Nice. I'm okay to go Mola again, honestly. Like, Mola's fine. I mean, because the only thing that really is good and matches up consistently well into this Mola is their Clawed, which invites in my Corviknight to defog. So I'm going to Toxic here. They miss, which is obviously really nice. I'm going to Protect here. They're going to Ceaseless Edge again, which makes sense. Let me go into, well... Let's Wish. Okay, Mola enters. Did not see that one coming. I'm going to click Toxic. I'm happy to poison this thing. That helps a lot of my team out. And we do hit, which is awesome to see. And we guaranteed get the slow flip here. I think I'll Wish, because I think Clodsire has a solid shot of coming in. To just precisely to block my flip turn. This is a Glitch X City remix. Okay, I don't know what this guy's talking about, but let's click Toxic here. Okay, back out. That's all right. That's fine. Let's Wish again. Can I lose a speed tie? Bro has no idea that this is level 99. You can just look. Like, you can just look up. Let's go into Great Tusk here. It'll live a water attack. It'll, get some nice helmet chip. And I'm going to Ice Spinner here. Because this is probably helmet. Okay, cool. We get the balloon popped. That Ice Spinner did... nothing. This is a super bulky gold, unfortunately. Yeah, this is like... We are on deck with an absolute max defense gold. Good news is that actually means our T-Tar outspeeds it. So let me Wish here. Go into... ooh. I guess let's actually go into Corv here. Cool. So I'm going to U-turn. Wow, you were just okay with me defogging. Okay, next time we'll click defog, I guess. Gold did not come in there. Wow. Okay. Holy, dude. All right. Let's Protect for a bit. I don't understand this person. Okay, well, this is... yeah, now we're in a pretty scary spot. I think we sack Nidoking. It's not really helpful here. I mean, it's gotta be a Luster Purge here, though. Let's do the T-Tar. No, they Ice Beamed, so we should not have done that. Okay, let's go Corv. I'm gonna defog. I mean, if they have... yeah, okay, they just have no... they, like, even though their hazards are incredibly good here, they just do not care. They do not care. They don't want the hazards up. They could go without them just fine. Let's go Mola. Back into Tar. Back into Mola. Back into T-Tar. Back into Mola. I think you guys get the idea. Luster Purge, I don't think kills here. Yeah, it super doesn't. So let's flip turn. Okay. And then this puts us in a good spot to go into Lopunny. I really want to CC the incoming Mola, but then if we don't catch it, then that's like a really bad situation for us. Let's go into our Mola, just get up a bit of regen. Let's go T-Tar. And let's go Mola. T-Tar. Okay, they caught us. Alrighty, okay. Let's CC this time. It's Max Fizz Def. That's not good. Let's CC again. I'm tired of listening to these clowns. I don't know if that was ironic or not, because the game's obviously not going well. I was probably ironic. Let's sack Nido. I don't think this is going to be helpful for us. I think Corv dies to a Luster Purge here, I'm afraid. Actually, probably doesn't. So let's go Corv here. Cool. And we can go Mola. And I'll Wish here. Let's flip turn. Okay, Claude probably coming in here, unfortunately. Well, I mean, we'll see, though. My opponent's made some really nonsensical plays this game. Like that one. Like, I don't understand at all. You had a surefire way to block that, and then you were just like, nah, I'm actually good to let you just get that all back. Okay. I mean, hey, I'm okay with that. Let's U-turn. Yeah, Mola enters. I believe Nidoking can kill from this range. Yeah, so let's go Nidoking here, and let's just go for the Sludge Wave. This is possible kill. Claude enters. EP does not kill, so I don't think that's the angle. Let's go into Tusk here. Cool, and let's get up Stealth Rock. Mola enters, cool. Let's go into our own Mola. Okay. They go into Claude. Let's just go into Tusk. Threaten the Rapid Spin. I'm going to... I think I do just Rapid Spin here. Okay, we do get the Rapid Spin. They go for the Toxic. Makes sense. Let's... Let's bring in Nidoking on what I expect will be a Mola. And let's just EP this time. Okay, cool. Huge chip. So, okay, and interesting. They go into the Claude again. So this time, I think I'm okay to click EP again if they want to go for the kill. Cool. Because see, now this puts us in a spot where Lopunny looks really, really good. And CC does kill, so I think I just go for that. Zama enters, which is a bizarre, downright bizarre play. We have to go into Mola. If this is ID, it's our only shot to not lose. Cool. Let's see if Body Press kills us. 74 to 80. Okay, so maybe kills. What's our sack is the real question, because we are going to have to let something go here. Probably the Corv, right? Probably the Corv. Or is it the Mola? Corv. I think we sack the Corv, or the Tusk. Excuse me, I'm trying to think. Is it the Tusk? Is the Tusk the sack, or is it? No, we need that for some. I think we let go of Corv. It's a tough call though. Also, the fact that this Lopunny, this Zama beat my entire team, and they like totally threw the opportunity to make this work. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it probably didn't have sub, but it's a tough call here whether to It's a tough call here whether to sack. Corv or Tusk. I think we sack Tusk. I've come around. Oh, no, but then it's gonna be. We'll sack Corv. We'll sack Corv. We protect first. Then we go Corv. Oh, it didn't die. Cool. So we don't have to do fake out stuff. We could kind of save both, but I think we do just let this go. I'm gonna U-turn here. Cool. Down it goes, and then it's just a lop here. Absolutely. They go Mola, so they're trying to get Mola back, which makes a lot of sense. I think we just CC. I don't really see a reason not to. Okay, Claude goes down, so we're not worried about Stealth Rock anymore, which is good. We are still worried about other things, though. I'm going to... If I CC here, how much do I take from a flip turn? 46, that's kind of a lot. I think the play is Mola. Okay, they go for the flip turn. Okay, I'm super happy with this situation. I'm going to flip turn right out of this and go into my Lopunny. I have no idea what my opponent's like game is here. I mean, they're like Bold Max is still likely to die, which I think they are. But or let me double check that flip turn damage. Maybe that'll reveal something. Okay, we did 10, so no, they probably are Bold Max. They have an 80% chance to die here anyway. This is absolute max Goldengo I'm calcing against. 83% chance to die. We absolutely click CC. Okay, they go into this. Fine. CC damage. I think we just facade here is fine. I don't know what that recover was about. What are we doing, dude? Like, what is this? Let's CC. What are you doing? I have no idea what my opponent is doing. I do not understand them at all. SCC did 39. Okay, let's facade here. Gold enters. Yeah, like I get they're trying to stall out my CCs, but it's like, okay, like that was so not the way to go about that endgame. Okay, well, I mean, hey, it's fine. I mean, like I'll take it if they want to play that way, but super weird stuff. So the question is here, do we go into Tusk or do we go into Mole? I think we go directly into Tusk. I think we want to shut down Ceaseless Edge shenanigans, and I believe the play is to... Do we rapid spin here or do we just headlong and try to go? I think we rapid spin here is the right play. Okay, there's the Razor Shell, which is a contact move, so that's good to see. See Lopunny here, facade into, yeah, that'll definitely 2-hit KO. So I think we just facade here. Aqua Jet obviously does not do anything significant. It's max Fizz Def, I think. Yeah, based on that damage, that's max Fizz Def. So does the H-Rock guarantee die to like a quick attack? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we CC. Absolutely worth burning our last one on this. There's never a world where we risk this. We go Mola. And they fail the Sucker Punch. Cool. Okay, so I don't know what all these goons in chat were about, but this is definitely a satisfying win to get. I don't know if the opponent was being toxic. They totally might have been not being toxic at all. And then just a bunch of wacky chatters were, but GG. Yeah, opponent played that. I'm going to be honest, that was not the best playing. Your Zama literally won. Don't switch it in on a CC and burn its defense boost early game. See if anyone's molding in the chat. Bodied. Okay, so not... I got some people being toxic on my side, I'm afraid. But no, this loses to Zama. No, unfortunately, when you turn on spectators, you can't see what was previously said. But I don't know. Maybe I'll release the replay if it's interesting. I think it'll show in the replay. But yeah, no, this team gets absolutely smoked by Zama. So is there anything we can do about that? I think probably the angle is just deal, because like dragon aren't that common. I think that's probably the angle, is just being like, I hope we don't face like a Z Garchomp, and going something like Moltres here is probably the play. Let me make sure, did I copy this? Gotta copy this first. Yeah, Moltres is probably the play here. HDB, Roost, U-turn, Flamethrower. And let's go Roar again. Now, that was a bulky team. I'm not going to lie, Nidoking did not do nearly as well as I'd hoped. I was expecting Nidoking to like absolutely pop off against like a fat balance, and it kind of didn't. So that's something we definitely should keep in mind. Maybe this Pokemon is not viable. I thought Nidoking was like for sure viable in that dex. IDEF Core fix Zama weakness. No, it does not. You lose that scenario. You lose that outcome. Try Nidoking, Mega Diancie, Rillaboom, Hydreigon, Metagross, Volcanion. No, that's definitely not good. Yeah, like there's no way that works. It's not going to be terrible. Replace Core with Petra, then we lose to ground types. Op wasn't chill, called Pink a tryhard after he saw Alla was level 99. Okay, so how funny is it then that a guy's calling me tryhard while being the one with the ladder alt account? Like, what are we doing? Okay, we got a Shedinja stall. So we're doing that now. Kick it off with Nidoking, right? Okay. Let's go into T-Tar here. Should be Blissey entering. Yep. Let's Pursuit and hope it doesn't have counter. Okay. Let's go for knockoff here. I don't think they'll switch after seeing that. Cool. Boot's gone. Wish comes out. Go for another knockoff here. And let's Stone Edge this time. I think they'll stay in. I think they're afraid of Pursuit. Let's see if we can hit a Stone Edge. Oh, you're right. It has to be Zapdos. Ogerpon. Whoopsie daisy. We'll fix that. We'll have that fixed up next time. How are all these people joining? Mod chat gets set. That's funny. Okay, we missed. So I was exactly right on my read, and we do not hit the Stone Edge. That super sucks, and yet I completely saw it coming. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Not much I can do about it though. It is what it is. Let's get in Tusk here and just get up Stealth Rock. I don't want to get Brave Birded, but I also don't want 3 spikes. Get up, let's Rapid Spin and kind of scout a little bit. Okay, I think let's go Nidoking here. Should be fine. And let's just throw off a... How much is... Actually, Blissey is not going to enjoy... no, it will be fine taking a Sledge Wave. Let's do it anyway. Okay, let's go for another one, because I think Wish is probably its only way to heal. Cool, and then we can go T-Tar here. Let's go Pursuit. I think it's good. Actually, no. Let's Stone Edge. Okay, we catch the Skarmory. I'm going to go back into Nidoking here. Blissey now with Sand Chip included. I think Flamethrower into Sludge is doing it. With the rocks, Sludge. Okay, so it's going to be... All right, let me think about this. Oh, no, we need... Hold on. It's going to come in at 40... Okay, so we actually do need Sledge Wave. I'm going to go for that then. Or actually, let's EP, because it could catch the Pax as well. I could see Pax coming in to be cheeky here. We caught it. Okay. There's the EP. That, okay, critical hit. Yeah, so this Blissey's super shut down now. Let's go for Flamethrower here in case Shedinja wants to come in. Blissey's dead, and we have a Nidoking against this squad, so things are looking very, very good. No question about it. Things are looking very, very good. This is one of the issues with... Okay, well, I don't... Well, alright. You gonna Shadow Sneak me, I guess? Yeah, okay. That's sure. You can do that. I'm down. I think it shouldn't be too hard to wish this up later. I really don't think you can outspeed me, but let's go into Mola anyway. Shadow Ball, damage. Yeah, that indicates you cannot, in fact, outspeed me. I don't really... Actually, I'm totally fine with getting paralyzed. Let me, yeah, let me just flip turn here. Okay, Pax comes out. Sure. This is like a little bit annoying. I'd love to get actually statused by this. Especially if it's toxic. Well, no, that would be... I mean, that'd be fine. If I could remove hazards, that'd be cool. Let's maybe just start with trying to get this thing knocked off. This T-Tar is not really good for anything else now that the Blissey and Shedinja are dead, so I can just go in Stone Edge. Stone Edge first to scout for a Baneful Bunker, and then we can just... Okay, well that's... Yeah, this T-Tar sucks, by the way. Shout out to this T-Tar for never hitting a single attack. We can knock off here. Okay, cool. That did a lot. Let's Stone Edge. That actually has a chance to kill here. Skarmory enters. I'm so down to knock this off. This makes my Lopunny look amazing. Okay, cool. Really happy to see that. Yeah, that's great. Let's go... Let me go into Tusk here. So the one thing I definitely don't see you clicking Brave Bird. Okay, we see Body Press confirmed, so that's good to see. That makes this a much, much easier endgame, which it already was easy, but... Let's Wish. Okay, definitely going into Lopunny here. Please burn me. That would be so nice if you could burn me here. They did not burn. That's sad, but okay. We can Mega Evolve and just fake out, I guess. Baneful Bunker? Baneful Bunker here? Okay, it's just Gliscor coming in. Let's go Mola. Alright, let's go into Lopunny again. Can we get status? Ooh, T-Spike. I'll take that. Yeah, that works. I'm going to Molt here. My opponent's going to be so confused when I make this play. Should I have Flamethrower? Let's do that. Let's Flamethrower a couple times. Okay, wow, this is super fat score. Let me Roar here. It's going to protect, probably. Okay, that's not good. Let me Roar again, I guess. Okay, that's not good. Let me U-turn. That turned out to not be a good series of decisions. We could go Nidoking to absorb here. We could go Lopunny and start the Facade situation. Let's do Lopunny. You know, you don't get to do this every day, right? Let's go for the Facade thing. And let's CC here on the Skarmory, probably. Cool. And we got not a good roll there, so that's not going to do it. How much does Nidoking take from a body press? Can we just get Nidoking in and finish this game? No, we probably want to wish it up first, unfortunately. Okay, cool. So I'm going to Rapid Spin here for sure. Okay, Gold enters. Fair. Let's go into Bolt. If I manage to throw this, like, actually put me in the garbage, because that would be astounding. Let's Facade here. Probably Tusk or Goliath Granters. Cool, we kill it. Love to see that. Let's go Tusk. Gold enters. I think this is fine. Yeah, because it's bulky. That confirms. That confirms that it's well, actually, could that have just been max HP gold? Let's see. No, this is bold gold, so it guaranteed Nidoking outspeed. So yeah, we're fine here. So it should just be Nidoking comes in and ends this whole game. Let's EP. Okay, cool, that dies. Pax comes in. Did we get a read on this Pex set? Let's double check this. Lost. Okay, so that's probably not the best calc for that. Okay, that knockoff will be good, yeah. Oh, that looks Fizz-Def. Yeah, that's probably Fizz-Def Pex. But let's assume it's Spidef. Like, let's be charitable here. What if you're, like, pretty bulky? EP's still doing a billion. Yeah, you're toast. We can just, yeah, this is fine. Like, Rocks plus Flamethrower plus EP kills even a Spidef Pex, so we're just not worried about this. Yeah, like, you die here. You super die here. GG. Okay, that was not an optimally played endgame. I got a little too impatient and kept throwing stuff at the wall, and then a lot of it didn't work. But we were realistically, I would have had to mess up pretty badly to throw. We played a really solid early game. It was good to see Nidoking have a great game. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Let's put in a Zapdos set. Actually, it wouldn't have let us go, but anyway. Static, Roost. I mean, we could do the Discharge. Let's go with the Discharge, Heat Wave, U-turn set like before, and just see how that works for us. Yeah. Let's go -1 speed, just for like slow turning on other Zapdos. Yeah, T-Tar was not so good. I mean, like, okay, on one hand, T-Tar is the reason we won the game, kind of, by, like, pressuring the Blissey. On the other hand, bro did not hit Stone Edge. Yeah, do like the stream if you're enjoying. Your games are public because of your medal. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, we're facing stall again. HF. I guess this is how we do things now. Yeah, I mean, let's kick it off with Nidoking. It says, do you not want Hurricane for Wellspring? Nah, not really. Okay, let's Ice Beam. Let's go into T-Tar here. Same thing as last time. It's like, technically, you could call it an aggressive play, but realistically, he was staying in. Cool, there's the Blissey. Let's Pursuit here. Okay, they stay in. Please don't have counter. They have counter, and that's game, because, yeah. How many Blissey run counter? Counter is on 13%. Cool. I mean, hey. I remember you as an OU, as if I'm like in the past now. I mean, I guess maybe to some I am, which is interesting. But okay, well, I mean, we lose. Like, that's right. That's it. Yeah, we have no way of breaking this now. We have to PP stall the Blissey soft boileds with Nidoking, which I guess is maybe possible. So that's what we're going to try to do. Let's go Tusk here, and so I mean, they just have Corviknight to defog, right? So we're never getting up rocks. There's maybe a world we got to try to get. No, Lopunny getting burned doesn't really help. Maybe that's what we have to try though. Okay, let's go into Nidoking here. Let's Sledge Wave. Let's start trying to hit the Blissey for all it's worth. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we click this. This is okay. We critical hit the Blissey. We take those. You know, hey, you know what? We take those. Honestly, the PP stall plan was not the worst idea, especially with how much it was taking. That was that was like a very physically defensive Blissey. Blissey should not have been taking that much. Let that be a lesson. Like, don't run max. It's just not worth it. Don't run the max HP sets. Okay, let's see if we can try to get Lopunny burned here with a Scald. Okay, why does it, like, why are Scald burns 100% except it? It's annoying. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go back to Nidoking for the Toxic, and then back to Lopunny and try to get Scald burned. Yes! We're so in. We're so in. We got it. That is huge, because now this can switch in to the Pex. Oh, that's awesome. That's actually, that's so big. We got it. Beautiful to see. Okay, let's go Allo, wish up this Lopunny, and then let's get to business. I don't know who that is. I'm not going to shout out someone I don't know. Let's get to facading. Cool. Let's bring in Nidoking here. Should be a switch out to Corv. Yep, there's the Corv. Let's go for a, and that's also, let's check a calc on that. I think that is a Fizz-Def Pax to take that little from Facade. Yeah, how much did that take? That took 55. Yeah, that's Fizz-Def. So we can Earth Power you next time and you die. Yeah, let's Flamethrower. I think that's fine here. You super die. I'm gonna Flamethrower again. I don't think. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's go for it again. Yeah, I'm like, there's no way you stay in with Pex there. There's no world where that happens. I'll EP this time. Okay. Let's Ice Beam. I guess we can go for freezes, right? No. We don't want to give those up because Gliscor. Can Tusk kill with an Ice Spinner on the Corv? Guaranteed here. It can. Yeah. So let's go into Tusk here. Okay, I don't love that. Let's rock up, though. Okay. And now let me bring in... We go Mola, Wish Up, Lop is a fine play. I could flip turn here to try to catch the Corv. Let's try that in case, like, let's just see here if it's one of the sets that... Okay, probably not, so let's go Zapdos. We can just U-turn here. Claude enters, okay. Go into Lop here. And then I think Pex is definitely coming in, so let's go Mola. We can then Wish. Yeah, let's Wish here. Yeah, let me mute chat. Apparently people are being degenerate. I don't understand the meaning behind what they're saying, but I will trust chat on this one. People are saying Epstein and stuff, so... Remember to like the stream if you're enjoying. I guess a lesson for the future is just maybe always knock off the Blissey first, or like scout for counter or something. I don't know what my opponent's doing here. I don't know what they're thinking so hard about. But especially with Corviknight chipped, our Facade Lopunny is looking in business. Oh, it's Boots. That's really interesting. Well, we can flip turn here just fine. That is the frustrating though. I definitely did not anticipate the Boots. That is really wacky. Let's see what they want to do here. They should Roost. Should be the play. Okay, yeah, they do indeed Roost. I could go Tusk, could go Nidoking. I think Tusk is the right move. I think we get that healed up. And then I think we can go Mola. I think we Wish up again. We're going to have to play this a little slower than I would have liked, but we should be fine. And yeah, this is just going to be a Lopunny. They probably just go for Recover here, you know. Let's just... I mean, we can go into Zapdos. We can pivot around. Zapdos getting status doesn't really matter. Okay, Gliscor enters. Cool. Nidoking again, I guess. It's Ice Beam. Okay, there's Toxapex. Let's Flamethrower here. Okay, Gliscor enters. Fine. Let's Ice Beam. Let's Ice Beam again. They're going to try to PP stall us. Might work, might not. Hopefully not. Okay, they sack Gliscor. They got a little impatient with it, which is honestly fair. Hoping I get impatient, which is, you know, that's honestly the right angle. I'm a very impatient player. So, You have no special bulk, so do you die here, right? Yeah, let's go for that. I think they don't die, and they definitely do. Claude comes in. I mean, like, no, the right play is to switch here, as much as I want to just stay in and, like, just keep clicking. We can Facade. Actually, wait, I think Facade might 2-hit KO everything here. Maybe not the Corv. We'll see. Should I go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? You only live once, right? Heck yeah, that was fun. Okay, let's go Mole. Let's wish. Now let's flip turn. Let's get in our Lopunny again. Let's go Nidoking. These things should like recover or something. Let's just EP. Cool. And let's leave Nidoking alive. Let's go for the flex. Okay, that was fun. I had a good time. Okay, well, we achieve 1800s. Nidoking popped off against Stall. Probably we needed that critical hit to win. We also critical hit the Pursuit, which may have been the reason we died, though. That may have been the reason we died. I run a calc on that. I wonder if that... I wonder if critical hitting that Pursuit got us killed. 29. I feel like it probably did. Because we're max HP on this T-Tar. Adamant. Pursuit. Blissey, and it was a max HP Blissey. That was a bold to take so much from Nidoking. So that Pursuit would normally do... Yeah, that's in line with what we got. We critical hit did 29, so that's in line with what we'd expect from that calc. That would have done... Yeah, so that would have done about, to that Blissey, 20%. So that would be... Yeah, no, we died because of the critical hit. So that Pursuit critical hit was actually bad luck. Very, very much bad luck. So I guess... I mean, I don't think the RNG balanced out. We still got lucky there, for sure. But that makes it a little less bad that Pursuit critical hit was really unfortunate, because we wouldn't have died to the counter otherwise. We could have, healed up T-Tar potentially. We could have had more. We could have knocked off the Blissey, Stone Edge the Blissey, tried to do that instead of Pursuit trapping. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. We've gone a bit over time, and I've got a ton to do today, so I'm not going to go overtime as I have so often done in the past. How much money do I have to donate for a Kalos Gudra stream? I will do an extra stream with any Pokemon for 500. Otherwise, I don't really want to take the time to build a Pokemon I'm not interested in. In the case of Kalos Gudra, I like it. I don't think I'm going to stream it because I don't think it's good. I don't think there's really any potential there. Yeah. I mean, someone asked if Nidoking beats Stall, and I said no. I said yes with Pursuit. It doesn't beat Stall, like, just on its own. Yeah, but hope you guys enjoyed. We had a rough start. I think we lost 2 games off rip and then won 4 in a row once we switched to this team. So yeah, we had some good games. This team's probably decent. I don't know if Nidoking is viable. I'm still kind of on the fence about that. But this team's probably solid. Yeah. Thank you guys. And let's call it there. Try to time this right. End this in 3, 2, 1.